Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Friday morning update. I've been looking forward to this one. Please let me know if you can hear me well, if the sound is okay. Everything looks okay on my end. Good stream quality. Microphone seems to be working, so just let me know, please. Yes, very excited to be back. I kind of missed this update last week. Yeah, it was a nice vacation. It was a nice break, definitely. And yeah, I can comment about what impact that has on my trading. And let's just make sure sound is working. Good morning, good morning. Wow, a lot of people tuning in from Kenya. Wow, good morning. From Singapore, from Australia, from Seattle, Chicago, India, from a train heading into London. FOMO saving. That's funny. That's really cool. Well, I'm glad you're watching on the train too. I hope the quality is good enough. Good morning from Frankfurt. Sound is good. Nice. Good evening from Canada. Wow. So we really have people from all over the world. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen, Brugge. Wow. Grüße aus München, India, Marbella. Nice, nice. So welcome everyone. Yeah, let's get going, guys. So yeah, I was away. The last update was on the 26th. I did it on Wednesday because I left on Thursday. So I moved the Friday update up to Wednesday and also made it a public update. Yeah, and we can get into what we were covering back then. I think we were close to the 40K resistance area. And I just posed the question, could we just be in a range for a while? And so let's just assume I came back today. I mean, I already came back on Sunday, but I haven't done any trading so far this week. I have been observing the markets, but not trading them. And there's a reason for that too. But yeah, look at where we are now. So I didn't really, of course, there were many trades that I missed, but in the overall scheme of things, I didn't really miss much. And if we were at all-time highs, well, then I would trade that. And if we were at 20K, then I would trade that. So the point is that even if you're away from the markets for a while, you can always come back and get back into things and trade it from where we are. So there's no need to constantly be checking what the price of Bitcoin is, especially when you're on vacation. I mean, it's totally fine to take a nice break and disconnect because it's a nice refresher, definitely. And it might give you new and more powerful ideas. You can clear some biases, and I think that's a really great thing to do. So yeah, let's get into it. Monthly view, clean chart as usual. I've turned everything off just to know, okay, this was the big month of the all-time high, April. May was the rejection from the 50K area, and now we're in June, 11 days into June, and it looks very balanced so far. Yeah, we're very close to the monthly open at 37K-ish. We did dip back down to this support area again, which we can look at more in detail, obviously, on lower time frames. This is the weekly chart, and we already start seeing that the same thing we were talking about at the end of May, basically. Yeah, this is our old support range, or the January range, and we are pretty much exactly there again. And it's quite uncanny, or well, I find it very comfortable in a way, and also very interesting that the value areas from back then, which we can turn on right now, are still useful. Yeah, it's not always that old data is that helpful, but wait, I think this was on a daily poll. There it is. So on the daily chart, that's how I made this pool, including the not the entering candle into this old range, up until the point before we exited here on this one. So I included all of this, and these are the values that I got. I mean, they don't have to be, if your pool is a bit different, there might be also a bit slightly different values. But look at how this is being respected. That's the point. Yeah, even though this is old January data, that swing failure pattern we had here was also lining up with the January value area low. The point of control, as you can see, has also been playing a role and is still being respected. And the January value area high is still also relevant. Yeah. So old range, back into it. We've had some deviations. We had some deviations back then to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, not so much to the downside here this time, but we are kind of just rotating in between the range. So as long as that's the case, the same thing I said on the 26th, why expect a breakout if we can just expect a range? Yeah, that's the beauty of the range, is you can just keep trading them up and down, and your last trade is going to be wrong when we finally break out, but all the trades in between were right. So that's the old value area, and we can turn off, let's see, the 32K weekly. Let's just go back to the weekly chart for a second. That's where I got it from, obviously. And the 38K is also, this is also old information, you could say. You know, why is he putting these old levels in here? Well, you can see, obviously, we have a fresh weekly level here at 34K-ish. That would be this one here. Yeah, right in the middle. But these are the old ones that were so relevant back then and are still being relevant now. Yeah, here we deviated a bit more, but we already know what was under here, the value area low. So you can view this as a support region, and this is the resistance region. Obviously, we have room to go all the way up to 40K. And another thing that I do have marked is this January high, because that's basically a symbolic division between all of this here and the upper part of the chart. So if you want to access this upper part of the chart, this has to be claimed. Yeah. Is this the big fixed range? No, let me make, I don't know where I have it exactly, but I'll just pull it here. If we pull, once again, a fixed range for the entire year, you can see that this January high lines up with this kind of empty area volume-wise. And so if we do claim it, we could rather swiftly perhaps move up to the higher price areas, yeah? But that's kind of a bit of a line in the sand up there. That's the maximum we've been able to reach after the big drop from 58K, basically. That has been the ultimate resistance, this area, yeah? We can also see now that with the updated volume data, that our value area low, I think, has shifted a tiny bit to the downside, not too dramatically. And if we just, you know, hover along there, you can see that that has also been resistant. So the 40K area is the first resistance. It's basically the value area of this whole shebang for the whole year for 2021. The symbolic January high, you could say. And then if we were to gain acceptance up here, well, then we can envision rotating back up to other levels, at least these high volume nodes and so on and so forth. So that upper part analysis hasn't changed because we're still down here. So that's going to remain the same. What we are doing, however, is building up more volume down here. So you can see these volume nodes were not like this before. And we can check that by just simply, if we just ignore the most recent price history, you can see that, you know, before we spent time down here, this was not such an important area volume-wise, and now it's gaining even more importance, yeah? So if this remains as support, that's very nice, because it's becoming even stronger support for any possible future retracements if we went up and back down. However, if we were to lose this entire range and go for lower, then this is going to be a stronger area of resistance, so we have to keep that in mind, yeah? That's all that is for now. No, there's no need to overcomplicate things anyway. But obviously, we still have a long way to go to beat volume-wise this POC up here. But if we spend enough time down here, eventually this POC for the entire year could shift back down to here. Yeah, and perhaps the value areas then too, or logically they should. All right, so that's so kind of on a bird's view of where we are. Let's just focus in a little bit more. Let me turn on this weeklies. This is the same TA folder that I had when I made the last update. It's kind of funny that I can pop these things on and they still are relevant, yeah? So, so much for missing stuff, huh? So yeah, we were around, let's see, 26th of May. There it is. That was the update right there. Right there around 40K-ish, and we rotated back down. There was not a full rotation to the lows, but still rejected back again from this area, and then we did rotate to the lows. Now we've kind of not made our way entirely back up to that daily level that has been a daily here, here, and also here played a role, and here. So even though it's an old daily level, it's been remade as a fresh one now, or it keeps being remade over and over. So once again, 39, 40K area, very, very significant resistance. The value area high, let's just zoom. Let me just turn off some stuff so we can see it a bit more clearly. Let's go down maybe to the 4 hour. Hey, there's 2 fixes. That's why it's confusing. Sorry. Let me just turn that one off. There you go. So this might be, let's just do it fresh again. Basically, I want to include everything from the January high, basically that point. So I'm going to take this, actually include that candle as well. And I just want to view everything below 42K. I want to know the volume around here. That's what this pool is about. Of course, you can have it saying, oh, I don't want this. I just want to include this part. It's up to you. You can do different pulls. We get this question asked a lot. You know, why are you pulling it like this, like that? But this is kind of what I want to capture the entirety of this lower range, including this dramatic first entry and very, very aggressive bounce back up that ended ultimately in a rejection. So we do have a value area high, once again around 40K-ish, and a value area low around this fresh weekly of 34K. So all of this down here, you could say, is just a deviation from the value area. And now we're hovering around the POC. What a surprise. We can even turn on the VWAP, and we're hovering around VWAP and POC. So very, very, very tight range from this perspective. If we have a look at what EXO is doing, it's quite interesting because, okay, now we're losing it. So when I was starting up the stream, we were still just slightly up here. Let me just refresh this for a second because sometimes the VWAP is kind of buggy on EXO. There we go. So that's the actual VWAP, and it's lining up perfectly with the previous day value area low. The daily open is inside. So it's one of those days where we would actually just expect a range from the lows to the highs. Yeah, we're in yesterday's value area, so why can we not remain in that value area? That's the same question you should pose yourself. If you're still within this range, why expect a breakdown or a breakout when we can just spec the range? So this is a nice support area. We're kind of like dipping below it as we speak, and ding, 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 London open, 9 a.m. Here we go. Let's see what London brings. Yeah, let's see if we have a little bit of buying power to just keep us inside this area, and that would just give us a nice rotation to the value area high, basically. Of course, there's you know that there's stuff in between. We do have a point of control now ahead of us. Yeah. So, oh wait, we don't see it. If I zoom in too much, we don't see it, but it's right around here. I do have to go back down to back up to the 4 hours. So the point of control now would be around 36.8-ish. So from this perspective, not a good area to take a trade from. Like obviously, oh yeah, I wanted to show you the SFP, but I think this has been covered extensively. The swing failure pattern here, we basically just took the lows here and the January value area low as well. So that was the beginning of this whole move up, which has been absolutely crazy. I mean, 23% up from that move. So after a move like that, obviously you're not gonna, or you do whatever you want, no financial advice. I'm not gonna long up here, especially after a move like this. I want a retracement, yeah. So from this perspective, not such a nice area to take a trade, to be honest. For intraday purposes, if we can just hop on basically right above, excuse me, where we are right now, above this VWAP, above yesterday's value area low and the daily open, then I think we have a good chance of just having a rotation to the highs. Nothing special, nothing crazy. Divergence wise, yeah, not really. Not really. I don't think anything super relevant. Nothing super relevant, no. So nothing that I would use for trading here, divergence wise. It's still kind of low volume. I mean, even if we just look at how much volume each candle has, you know that these are 1 hour candles, right? This is the standard introduction template, so to speak. And you know, these whole volume candles are a bit weak. You know, we've had candles that in 1 hour have traded over 1 billion, 2 billion, and record was like 16 billion. So if you're telling me, you know, we're pushing up on 78, 300, 200 volume per hour, a million of volume per hour, it's kind of a low volume setting still, yeah. So it's kind of a quiet range kind of thing. I'm sure we destroyed quite a lot of shorts on the way up, and of course, and longs, any over leveraged longs that try to jump in too late. And you can see that this rise has been taking out a lot of the shorts that they'll build up. Longs also went up, yes, but open interest hasn't it's kind of remained the same, you know. It's it's not I wouldn't say it's an unhealthy move up necessarily, but it's not what we used to have when we were pushing up after breaking the old all-time highs at 20K. Yeah, you could see open interest just going up like crazy, longs going up like crazy, and this is kind of just balancing out pretty much, you know. So nothing super duper special. So yeah, we're basically at this from this perspective, not a trade I would like to take around the point of control. I don't like that. If you want to get more aggressive scalping wise from an intraday perspective, I suppose it's okay to contemplate this as a possible long if we can get back up in here. If we could just reject, if we can continue to reject from here, then I would rather wait and see if we can have at least some sort of a local retracement, you know. Yeah, so basically we're looking back down again to losing some support and heading at least, well, this weekly in the value area low for the whole thing line up quite nicely, but it doesn't quite line up with the CC or the 786. It's a bit of a shame, but you could expect some sort of a reaction here, I suppose. So it's not something super perfect that I see lining up. And one thing we do have to keep in mind, let's just turn off some stuff, is market structure, of course. Yeah, let's just look at this, or actually, let's start with the daily. Let's turn off this for a second. So since we started dropping, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Yet again, another lower high. So where's the change in market structure? That's what you have to ask yourself, right? How bullish do you want to be if you haven't seen a higher high yet? Probably. Of course, this was a very nice push up, but in the end, in the overall scheme of things, it hasn't been a huge change, has it? I mean, we have rejected, just very simply put, if we take this last significant high on the 3rd of June to this low, we've rejected off the 786 area, basically. Of course, there's other stuff around here, I know. But I mean, just get a quick idea of what's going on, yeah? And you could still reject, of course, a bit higher. You could, if you pull it from here, it's a CC. If you pull it from here, it's the 6.6 perfectly to the dollar. So far, we've just had a wonderful rejection. And from the downtrend perspective, just a nice short entry, yeah? So rotation back down could be an interesting thing to see that, or to at least assume that perhaps we might be changing direction, would be to see that this is actually, you know, taking some of these highs, making a higher low, and then going again for a higher high, higher low, and then re-entering in the end the upper range. Yeah, so you need to see some sort of well, market structure change to the upside. You can start on lower time frames, but in the end, if it's not confirmed on the higher time frames, well, then we're just going to continue ranging around here. And the highs are fitting to a downtrend. That's just the way it is. And this was a very powerful swing failure pattern, very nice, but it's still, in this case, a lower low compared to this one, not compared to the 29K. And to wrap that up, let me just show you one more thing. What was this? Liquidation area, yeah. This one I just kind of made. This was just, you know, looking at the charts, getting back into things. Was it? Yeah, it was the weekly chart. So the question was with this, I mean, I'm not saying we have to go down there, but I'm just wondering how many, or I want you to wonder, I want you to think how many stop losses could be under here and under here. Yeah, this is an interesting area to also have a swing failure pattern. Could be. Of course, there's always the question, if we get here, do we continue further down to lower supports? And I think this has been covered also in other videos. But I mean, we already know that if we just take a nice big CC FIB pull, we already know that this is an interesting area. Of course, it doesn't line up with any high time frame horizontals, unfortunately, so we have to be a bit careful there with this stuff. But nevertheless, high time frame area to pay attention to at least. And so far, just from this speed fam, the 618 is holding, yeah. But why can't we go to the 785? I mean, everything's possible. And it doesn't have to be a black swan event. It doesn't have to mean that we're going to go down to 3K. It's just a technical retracement in the end. So this, if we turn on the the CCW set for this could be a possible. I mean, I know it's huge, yeah, it's a huge area, but theoretically, we could perhaps, on this chart we don't see it because we're missing the old price history, but perhaps we find the old all-time highs from 2017. We flip them from resistance to high time frame support. That's also a possibility. And it really doesn't matter. It's not going to bother me. I'm not going to be scared or not scared about it. It's just a technical retracement then, and I'll deal with it the way it's presented to me. Yeah. If there is support around this area, fine, then there's trades to be had. And if there isn't, then we go lower. So what? Then we'll continue trading there. It doesn't really have to be the end of the world. If you are, of course, holding a lot of Bitcoin, that's a question we get asked a lot. Well, how do I protect myself? Well, I've been protecting myself since here. And that's the goal. That's what you have to do. When you get to very, very extreme high-priced areas with a lot of FOMO buying, that's when you have to be a bit suspicious, perhaps, and at least pay yourself, hedge yourself a little bit for possible downside. Perhaps it was a bit premature, you could say, but it was a pretty massive area of resistance that we did not manage to claim for days. So that was my warning sign, basically. But if you are hedging yourself now, or are thinking about hedging yourself, well, where are you going to do it? Are you going to do it when we are SFPing the lows down here? Oh, sorry, I need to turn the magnet off. Are you going to hedge yourself when you're down here or down here? Well, no, it's better to hedge yourself up here. Instead of assuming we're going to break out to all-time highs, which can happen. I know it can happen. But until it happens, every time we approach these highs, you can be a bit careful and perhaps reduce your exposure, no financial advice. And when you're at the lows, you can be a bit more exposed again and just assume that we're going to rotate to the highs and just keep trading the range. And that's how you protect yourself from a possible further downside, because you're hedged anyway from up here, right? That's the point also of using different accounts. So you have that flexibility. All right, let's look at other stuff. Enough Bitcoin. I'm tired of it. Ethereum. Yeah, I popped on the monthly chart. I think Mike and Daniel have shown this already on their updates. I mean, I don't know how often I mentioned this monthly level here. And here's what has happened. Yeah, this is the monthly chart. These are monthly levels. We rejected from it, confirmed it the following month. Yeah, we rejected in May, confirmed it in June as resistance, and down we go. Yeah, is it crazy? No, it's not crazy. It's just a rejection. Yeah, and look at that, right on the 618 from this high time frame pool. This is just very, very technical. So just in a very, very high time frame monthly perspective, what could I expect? Well, to be honest, if you can do a pull like this and you see a monthly level so close to a 618, at least you have to consider that that's a possible area of interest. I'm not saying we have to get there, but if we do, you can already see I have an alert there because I want to know. I want to know if Ethereum reaches this level. I want to be aware of it, and it's a possible point where Ethereum might find support against Bitcoin. This is ETH BTC. And once again, building up on what Daniel covered on Wednesday with the altcoin trading, if Ethereum finds support here, it means that from this point on, it can have a nice potential to perhaps rotate back up to the other monthly and be stronger than Bitcoin, which means I can make more USD with Ethereum than with Bitcoin if that is the case. Now, always dependent on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin is very volatile, Ethereum is probably going to suffer too much. So that's the thing you gotta be aware of. And all other alts, or the smaller cap ones, will basically, or that's how it's been at least, will basically follow what Ethereum's doing. So if Ethereum is strong, the other alts will also have a chance of shining as well. If Ethereum is weak, then let's just say the rest of the alts are going to have trouble too. So very, very simple. Just throw a few lines on the chart, and that's all you basically need for this. We have been rejecting of this monthly level. And let's see. This looks like, I think I had some more stuff on it. So 786 and monthly level, there you go. Fantastic. And we didn't even throw any volume on this. Let's just do it for funsies. Well, it's basically going to be a volume profile for the entire chart. If we want to see all of this. Yeah, I might as well do it. Let's see what happens. Okay, that doesn't help at all. That's useless then. We're too far away from that area, so we don't need that. Yeah. So basically you could try, or one of the things you could say is, let's have a look at the volume just within these 2 monthly levels. Ah, nice. Okay, so value area high, point of control here, and value area low. And maybe we could line it up with something else, just locally a little bit. Oh, that's nice. So you got the 786 lining up with a value area low. So perhaps we see some sort of a turnaround here. Of course, I haven't drawn any other horizontals there, but there's no monthly. Weekly wise, there is a weekly level there. Ooh, 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 nice. So this is perhaps a possible, perhaps a possible turnaround place. Yeah. So these are just the kind of things you. Ooh, this is nice. Wow. Well, I mean, and then this is only 3 tools. Yeah. So you have to use as many tools as possible, of course. The more you find, the better. But that's kind of juicy, actually. Look at that. So we got a value area low with a 786 with a weekly level. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Not too shabby at all. What else do we have here? What else do we have here? Ooh, my. So. Well. My Michelle. We shall see, huh? Anyway, let's go on to, to SPX. No financial advice. SPX. I think Igor posted a very nice chart of how insane this has been, because it's just banging against this upper weekly level. So big rejection here. Okay, fine. And then we just come back into it and bam, 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 bam. How many days is this? Let's see. 1 here. Let's not count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finally on the 6th day, it just kept banging up against this level. And now we seem to have finally pushed through it. Closed the daily candle for the first time ever above this weekly. And on the weekly time frame, no, we have to close this week. So today, basically, above the weekly level, and perhaps next week back tested, and off we go to the races. All-time highs again. I mean, well, I did make all-time highs already. Jesus. Yeah, stock's looking nice, man. Stock's looking nice. Don't just stick to Bitcoin for the rest of your life. There's other things to look at. I haven't really changed anything on Apple because it's just bouncing off this POC, bouncing off support, kind of range bound, value area high resistance. So nothing. I think Amazon had a nice little push. So we did retrace to the 618. We did reclaim the point of control. Ooh, that would be interesting to see. So yesterday we closed above the value area high of this entire big range. Yeah, it's actual. So let's see what happens today. Can we actually, you see how the volume kind of dies out up here. So are we going to reject again off the top of the range? Yeah, I guess it could be. We'll see. But if SPX is going for all-time highs, maybe we can envision a possible breakout. But still, why expect a breakout if you're in a range, right? Just wait for it to actually happen and try. Well, at least that's what I do. I try to look for the lows and take profit at the highs, as long as this is a range. Yeah. But nice push. Tesla is kind of just stuck there around here, kind of coiling up. I would have liked to see a bit lower. Maybe we can still get that. Volume wise, let's just see what's in here for funsies. Look at the point of control down there. And value area highest here. Okay. Netflix is just in this big range as well. Rejected of the POC, heading towards the value area low. Ding, ding, ding. Range it, baby. Range it. Range it. And our superstar. With the biggest, most epic front run of the year. Oh, there's a 618 and a monthly and a POC. Bye. I'm taking off before that. That is so messed up. Would have been so sweet for it to go just a little lower. I mean, I'm not complaining, of course. I was already in from before, but still, that would have been a very, 618 lining up on a monthly like that and a POC. Wow. For such a big range. Very, very nice. And from there, from that area, kawoosh, 30%. And you say crypto's the only one that's crazy, man. Look at this stuff. 30%. How many days did it take? Look at this. Look at this, man. Look at this. How many days was this? Okay, a month. But still. Still. Very impressive. This is also range bound. Not really looking at it. This one has been holding the monthly and POC like a beast. Very nice. Twilio. Yeah, at support so far. Kind of rejecting of the 7.5 fib for now, but still bottom of the range-ish. Still range bound. Oh, this one took us. Oh yeah, Airbnb. That's why I wanted to look at it. Airbnb. So a little finally, let me see. Weekly area, yeah. So we have, wait, that's off. That's not correct. Is this weekly low here? There. So we have finally made a little support weekly level here, huh? Very close to where, oh yeah, to where this one was as well. There you go. So that's why I had that one on there. So just bouncing off this support area, the 886, basically with the weekly. And let's see on the daily chart, we have had a nice bounce from that area of 132-ish. 15% as well. Very nice. Very nice. So if you consider all of this a humongous range, there's your top, there's your bottom. Let's see if volume can confirm this. We don't have much data for this. Ooh, point of control. Got to get through that first. But value area low, 886, and weekly level. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. So at least we could envision that perhaps we have a chance to go into 180-ish to this value area high and have volume low, but theoretically can rotate even higher to the top of the range if we want to view it like that. Very nice. Coinbase. Coinbase. I'm just observing this for now. I'm observing this for now. And maybe you should observe it too. Perhaps we will find a little correlation there. We will see. We will see. Let's put on the daily chart for fun. So today's a go at pumps. Where are you? We shall see. But weekly level here, kind of bounced to the support, but struggling against this POC. So it's still looking pretty terrible. down. So perhaps consolidating here and finally turning around, we shall see. But it's looking pretty downtrendish for now. All right. Oh yeah, gold. Okay, let's have a quick look because this has been going for 35 minutes. Yeah, beautiful bounce down here. I already told you 1,000 times why. And now we have pumped all the way up to this monthly, which is kind of, well, it has actually been claimed on the monthly chart and now we're above it again. But, you know, you see what we're up against now, right? Right? We've got this high time frame CC 786 area. So this is ultimate. This is an ultimate resistance area. If you can, of course, claim all of this. Ooh, that would be nice, huh? If you can actually step out of here and start doing something like that, then it looks very good for gold. But otherwise, well, it's still a low or high if it stays here. Yeah, so it really needs to claim this monthly if it wants to even think about all-time highs. Let's see, what volume do we have above this yearly level? Wow. So it's all stuck down here, basically. Yeah? It gets, the air starts getting thin up here. We are above the value area high for the whole thing, and it's acting as support. Ding, ding, ding. Very nice. But let's see. Some dollar weakness would help. It's weak. Nice. So we shall see. We shall see. Cool. Very nice. All right, let's see what you guys are up to. I think I covered everything. Some stocks. SPX going from all-time highs. Yeah, we covered that. So I think we're good here. Bitcoin, we already talked enough about it as well. So let's see what other questions you guys have. Yes! Wunderbaren guten Morgen from Marbella. Hi from Germany. Hello. Morning from South Africa. Wow, people from all over the world. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I hope that these updates are helpful. And I hope that they can relax you a little bit too. I guess that's the point of it too, of looking, at high time frame, because it's very easy, especially if you've been on the charts for many hours or days, I mean, I notice it myself too. Yeah, if I'm staring at a certain range and waiting for that move, and I always like to force myself to just, where are we on a high time frame? I mean, can we expect something better a bit farther away from where we are now, or am I focusing too much on a little part of the chart and forgetting what the rest looks like? So I think it's a good exercise. And I was away for a while and missed some trades, but we're still kind of in the same place, and there's plenty of trades to be had next. So don't worry about it. Good day, Englishman in India. Philippines. Sound is good, can't see your face though. Yeah, don't turn on the camera. Maybe I will for the Friday updates too. Do you use 1x short during holiday or... Oh yeah, I was in Tether. The whole vacation, I had zero exposure to Bitcoin or any crypto. Absolutely, completely out of it. Because I did not want to care for the least bit about my capital. And since rule number 1 of trading is protect your capital, well, I did. And if Bitcoin goes to 100K, okay, then I'll trade it at 100K. That's the way it is. And if it goes down to 16K, then I'll trade it at 16K. So in that sense, yes, I risked missing a move, but I did not risk any capital. And that's, for me personally, very important. So that's why I did that. The dog. Hey, Mike. Good morning, man. I've been keeping an eye. Oops, I kind of just jumped up. California. Is there a small bear? Would you look at nice to see you back, dog. Thank you. Welcome back. What do you think of the anchored VWAP from the bottom? Well, I don't know which bottom you mean. Which bottom? Perhaps this Corona low. Then you could do something like this. If that's what you mean. Yeah. I mean, I think I had a VWAP party folder somewhere here with 4 anchored VWAPs. Yeah, there it is. Let me just delete the new one. So these are, no, I think I took one from as far as I could from the lowest on Bybit. This low from here as well, and the other one seems to come from here. So we are just that lowest one. Where's this one coming? No, we need to see where they come from. So yeah, let's turn all of them off and just put this one on. So we are, the biggest VWAP that we can pull on the Bybit chart basically is showing that we are at right above it. So it's working as support for now. Yeah, and all of the other ones are much higher. Resistance from this one, and the other ones are way up here. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. Not really. Actually, not financial advice. Can we say retracement from is bearish and bearish? No. I mean, it depends on which way you pull the fib, but the 382 is usually a place where you bounce off of, no matter which direction you're going, when you have a very impulsive move. And the 886, I don't use it as much as the CC and the 786, to be fair. Been keeping an eye. Hey, Igor. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just banging and banging and banging against it, and bam! Seems like we're finally through. We'll see. Everyone go to the screen and focus. That's nice. Where do you take it? Do you take it from close of the... No. Close of the week or open of the week? That's the same. Ah, I know what you mean. Because they're off, right? Yeah. I know what you mean. So like Airbnb, for example, this weekly level, I'm taking it from, they should be the same, right? It's because of, market closing and stuff like that. Let's just turn off the fixed range for a second. And the fib as well, might as well. I'm taking it from the lowest one, the farthest one, so to speak. And same here for the monthly level. I take the far one, yeah. The far body of the candle. Yes. I'm chilling my short. Yeah, exactly. If you got a good short, why close it, right? I mean, you can take profits, of course. Taking profits is key. But if you got a nice position and if you want to continue to trade, just open another account and do it there. Don't necessarily close your position, yeah. Thank you. Great to be back. No, I'm been going for 42 minutes already. I'm going to stop here. The last one from the drop where you draw the fixed range. I think you mean... where I draw the, okay. I see what you mean. Well, if I draw the fixed range, I think you mean it's probably, so if I take my fixed range from around here, what the VWAP says, let's see. What does the VWAP say? It says that we're at the point of control. Doesn't it? Yes. So just smack right in the middle. I mean, that's not a high probability trade if you're smack in the middle of here. You know, I would rather personally try to short this or try to long the bottom, or at least the value area low, depending. Yeah. But right in the middle, I don't like taking trades here. You know, unless I can get something like this, very small intraday for swing, at least for intraday stuff. Like I said before, if we manage to crawl back in here, then we could expect theoretically, with, you know, taking profits along the way, that we rotate back up to the highs. There's a previous day point of control, previous day value area high. There might be previous week point of control as well. Yeah. Is there anything naked around here? Oh God, this is so slow for me. It hurts me. Oh, we already touched that one. Fine. Yeah. So that's what I would be looking at. All right, man. RSI, don't use RSI anymore. Nope. All right, guys. I wish you a very, very nice trading day. If you don't see any clear trades, then don't take any trades. That's the point. And if you do take a trade, then before you take the trade, you have to have your entry decided, of course. You need to know exactly where your stop loss is going to be, whether you put it in the books or not. And it has to be executed without hesitation. If you reach that level and it's your invalidation, you get out of the trade, period. No, oh, but maybe it's going to go, I'm just let it go. No, you just get out. Take profit 1, 2, 3, and 4 have to be set before you enter the trade. Don't risk your house on every trade. That makes no sense. Keep it low on the risk, and this way you'll be able to keep playing for a long, long time. All right. So I wish you a very nice weekend, guys. If you have any further questions, you can post them on Discord as well. Yeah. Don't remember to take breaks from the charts and go get some fresh air. And I will see you guys next week. Man, now we have to wait a week again for the next update. Already looking forward to that one. So have a good one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time. Adios. Bye-bye. Tschüss.